no maid could walk the millionaire's son until the new maid did the impossible. 18 maids walked into that house, all to cater for the millionaire's son. But then 17 walked back out. What the 18th maid did in a kitchen in under 2 minutes broke a grown man to his knees. Everyone in the city knew the name Victor Caldwell. His picture appeared in business magazines. His company was worth more than most small countries. He drove a different car each day of the week, lived in a house so large it had its own postal code, and wore suits that cost more than a year of rent for most people. By every measurable standard, Victor Caldwell had won at life. But there was one thing his money couldn't buy. One thing that kept him sitting alone in the dark long after the rest of the world had gone to sleep. His son. 5-year-old Noah Caldwell was the most beautiful, most heartbreaking mystery Victor had ever known. Bright hazel eyes, dark curly hair, a tiny frame and miniature dress shirts that mirrored his father's. From a distance he looked like a postcard. Up close he was a child drowning quietly and nobody could reach him. Noah's mother, Renata, had died 3 years earlier. A sudden illness. Here one morning, gone before the week was out. Noah had been barely two young to understand death, old enough to feel the disappearance of the one voice that made him feel safe. Before we continue, tell us in the comments what time it is and where you are watching from. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now let's get back to our story. After Renata died, Victor threw himself into the only thing he knew: control. He hired the best nannies, the most qualified caregivers. He found specialists, brought in child therapists, paid for every resource money could provide. And one by one they all left. 17 of them. Some lasted a week. Some made it to 10 days. The last one, a composed, experienced woman who'd worked with difficult children for 15 years, handed in her notice with trembling hands. "Mr. Caldwell," she said quietly, "your son doesn't need a nanny. He needs something I don't know how to give." Noah wouldn't let anyone touch him. Not to dress him. Not to wash his face or comb his hair. He would sit in corners and rock. He didn't cry. That was the part that destroyed Victor most. The silence. A grieving child who had forgotten how to cry. That night, Victor stood in the hallway outside Noah's bedroom and watched through the crack in the door. His son sat on the floor, knees pulled to his chest, staring at nothing. Completely still. Completely alone. Victor called the agency the next morning, voice hollow with exhaustion. "I need someone different. I don't know what that means, but different." The agency manager paused for a long time. "There is one woman," she finally said. "Her name is Maya. She's new to the city, no experience with wealthy households. But I've seen her work with children and I can't explain it exactly. She just has something. Send her." Maya arrived the following afternoon. She was a young woman in her late 20s, unhurried in her movements, wearing a plain gray dress with a white apron tied at the waist. She carried a single canvas bag over her shoulder and rang the doorbell like she wasn't the least bit intimidated by the iron gates or the marble fountain out front. Victor opened the door and studied her. "You know about my son?" "I know he's been through loss," Maya said. "And that loss has made him careful about who he lets in." Victor frowned. Every other maid had described Noah as troubled, aggressive, unmanageable. This woman said careful. "You'll quit," he said plainly. "They all do." Maya looked at him steadily. "Maybe he just hasn't heard a voice that sounds familiar yet. He barely speaks. Children who've been hurt don't always use words," she said. "But they're always communicating. You just have to learn their language." Victor stepped aside and let her in. For 3 full days Maya didn't approach Noah at all. She cleaned. She cooked. She moved through the house like warm weather, present, unhurried, gentle. And while she worked, she hummed. Old songs. Soft and low, like something rising from deep memory. The kind of melodies that don't ask anything of you. No one noticed. Victor would catch glimpses of his son peeking around door frames, watching Maya from a distance, his small face unreadable but alert. On the 4th day, Noah walked into the dining room while Maya was polishing the table. He stood in the doorway in his little button-up shirt and stared at her. Maya kept moving the cloth across the wood. Without looking up, she said softly, "Your mama used to sing to you, didn't she?" The room went absolutely still. Noah's eyes went wide. No one, not one person in 3 years, had ever spoken about his mother to him directly. "Mine used to sing to me too," Maya continued, her voice quiet and even. When she passed, I thought everything would just be silent forever. Noah took one small step forward. But then one day I realized, Maya said, finally looking up at him with wet eyes, the people we love, they leave their songs inside us. We just have to get still enough to hear them. Noah's lip trembled. I can't hear her anymore, he whispered. It was the first sentence he had spoken to anyone in weeks. Maya set down her cloth. I know, baby, she said softly. I know exactly how much that hurts. That night, Noah let her tuck him in. He didn't say a word. But he didn't pull away either. Victor watched from the hall, one hand pressed flat against the wall to keep himself upright. Over the following days, Maya never forced anything. She laid out his clothes and said, whenever you're ready. She placed food on the table and said, no rush. She gave him choices. Small ones. But choices nonetheless. And slowly, so slowly it was almost invisible, Noah began to open. He dressed himself. He ate. He brushed his teeth without prompting. He even started sitting near Maya while she worked, not talking, just close. The one thing he still couldn't do was let anyone touch his shoes. It seemed small. It wasn't. 3 weeks in, Victor hosted a business dinner. 6 investors, crystal glasses, white linen, the works. Maya was in the kitchen when she heard the shuffle of small feet. Noah appeared in the doorway, his face pale with anxiety. His shoelaces were trailing on the floor. Daddy says I have to go meet the important people, he said quietly, staring down. But my shoes. Maya understood in an instant. He was terrified. Terrified of walking into that room looking undone. Terrified of embarrassing his father. Terrified, at the core, of being too much for yet another person to handle. She pulled off her cleaning gloves without hesitation and lowered herself to one knee on the kitchen floor. Come here, sweetheart, she said. And Noah walked straight to her. He stood perfectly still while Maya's hands, shaking just barely, laced up his shoes. She was trembling not from nerves, but from understanding the full weight of what was happening. This child, who had let no one touch him in 3 years, was standing in front of her, still as water. Trusting her. She finished the second shoe and looked up. Noah hadn't moved. He was staring at her with those enormous eyes, something fragile and urgent sitting right behind them. Why don't you leave? He asked. The others always leave. Maya felt the crack move straight through her chest. She reached up and rested her hand gently against his face. Because you're not a problem, Noah. You're a person. And I'm not going anywhere. Promise. Promise. That was the moment Victor walked in. He stopped in the doorway. Couldn't move. Couldn't speak. There on his kitchen floor was Maya, kneeling in her gray dress, gloves set aside, tying his son's shoes, and Noah standing there calm, open, trusting, like it was the most natural thing in the world. Victor's hand flew to his mouth. 2 years. 17 people. And this woman in 3 weeks had done what none of them could. She had reached him. He's ready for dinner, Mr. Caldwell, Maya said, standing and smoothing her apron. Noah looked at his father. Then he reached out and took Maya's hand. After the guests had gone, Victor found Maya washing up in the kitchen. He stood in the doorway for a long moment before he could find his voice. How? Maya kept her eyes on the sink. I didn't do anything special. Don't, Victor said roughly. My son just let someone touch him for the first time in 2 years. Tell me what you did. She turned around. I saw him, she said. Not a diagnosis. Not a damaged child from a broken home. I saw a little boy who lost his mother and couldn't understand why everyone kept disappearing after. So I decided I wouldn't. Victor's eyes burned. I've been trying to see him. I'm his father. You've been trying to fix him, Maya said quietly. That's a different thing entirely. The words didn't sting because they were cruel. They stung because they were true. He had been solving, hiring, managing, bending. He had been doing everything except the one simple thing his son actually needed, someone to sit with him in the pain instead of trying to end it. Teach me, Victor said. The words came out barely above a whisper. Please. Teach me how to reach my own son. Maya smiled then. A full, real, unhurried smile. You just took the first step, she said. You asked. 6 months later, Victor came downstairs one morning to noise and laughter. Maya and Noah were in the kitchen, both dusted in flour, attempting pancakes with far more enthusiasm than skill. Noah spotted his father and grinned, an unguarded, open, full-faced grin. Dad. Maya says I have to flip it fast or it dies. Victor leaned against the doorframe and laughed until his eyes watered. 18 maids. One boy no one could reach. One woman who didn't try to fix him, just stayed and saw him and kept her promise. That was all it took. That was the impossible thing. And it turned out it was never impossible at all. It just required someone willing to kneel on a kitchen floor and mean it. Drop a comment below. What time is it where you are and what made you click on this story? We'd love to know.